Hi, my name is Melanie and welcome to our channel, Crocker's Simply Southern. Today I just wanted to give you all a little update about our fruit trees. We had done a video in the past, backyard trees, fruit trees, and I wanted to give you an update on our tangerines and on our chicken eggs. So I'm going to give you a view of them while I finish talking. Okay, so you can see the chicken eggs and a big bowl of tangerines. Also on my baker's rack there, or hutch, I'm sorry, up at the top I have some dishes. They are the Temptations brand. I've had a few people ask me about those, and Granny, as we all know and love her, which is my mother-in-law, gave those dishes to me. So let's take a look at our chicken eggs. So, a few weeks ago I had talked about the tangerine tree, and I wanted to show you, we have been getting the tangerines with holes in them. And George says he thinks that is woodpeckers, and you can feel them on the tree because you see, oh, well, they're turning colors, it's time to pick it. But they don't weigh anything because he sucked the juice out of them. So I Googled, will tangerines ripen after you take them off the vine? And the answer I found was no. I really didn't research it any further. But I'm tired of taking these little oranges and tossing them over to the goats, these tangerines. So I picked the suckers. I got a bunch of them. That's probably 3 or 4 pounds of tangerines. I picked what I could reach, what I could see. Some of them are really big, some are still small. I don't know. This was my take on that. I would rather take the risk that the tangerines will ripen and that we are going to get to eat them than to keep throwing them over the fence to the goats because the bird keeps plucking them. So I got a basket of tangerines. I'll let y'all know how that turns out. And then the egg update. We have just about more eggs than we know what to do with. I love this little carousel. I think George got it on Amazon. It holds about 2 dozen eggs, so you see we have about 2 dozen here, and you keep putting your fresh ones on top. They rotate down, and when you get ready to use them, you pick from the bottom. Now that was priceless, only on live TV. I dropped an egg and cracked it. There you go. Moving that one aside. So it already has moved down some. Not really, but anyway, they do. I have a dozen set aside for Granny, to take down to Granny because she bakes some. And then we have another half dozen or so here. So, that's the update on the farm life. Let's talk more about me. Several weeks ago, I made a video called Who I Am, and I told you some things about myself. That's Gooby barking in the background. I told you when I was a teenager, I packaged blueberries one summer, and one summer I culled potatoes. Well, when I was in 1984, when Matt was about 6 months old, I started selling Avon. And I took it very seriously. I had a niece that was about 16 or so, I guess. And I would let her keep Matt for, say, an hour and a half maybe. And I would put on my little skirt and blazer outfit and pantyhose and heels. Does anybody wear pantyhose anymore? I don't know. And I'd go out and go door to door and, try to be this professional Avon person. And then that didn't last long because I realized people are all the same. They don't want me coming dressed up to their house when they're in their lounge wear and stuff like that. So I eased up on it, and through the years, even the boys helped me out as they got older. That I would drive them around, and they would run up to the person's door, and if they had bought something from me, I'd already called them, they knew how much it was, they either had a check or had correct change or told me they would need change, and the boys would run up, handle that for me, and we would drive off. Now, I wasn't trying to use them as child labor, although they would dispute that fact. I just needed some help because an Avon lady's character is to listen to people. I often thought that I was an unlicensed therapist because people need people to talk to, and I always ended up there at the right time, it seemed like. Now, as much as I enjoyed that, it was hard to get anything else done in life, you know. So, send the little boys up, collect the money, and go on about your business. But I stuck with selling Avon from 1984 until 2004, 20 years. I would go to Avon meetings, and I would see these little old ladies. At that time, I thought they were little old ladies. Who had been selling Avon for 35 years. And I said, I want to do that. I think that's cool, just to make that a career in itself. And the reason I did quit in 2004 was, one, I was getting really, really tired of it. I was working full time, still had, you know, younger kids. They were in high school then, and I still had a lot to do, and I was tired of it. And what pushed me to stop was in 2004, December, my mom passed away, and I stayed with my dad in Alabama for a month. And I'd already missed, you know, a couple of Avon orders by the time I got back, and I just decided this is as good a time as any. I'm done with it. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about Avon. If you sell a certain amount each year, you are in the President's Club, and it has some perks. One of the perks is, now I don't know, I haven't sold Avon since 2004, but prior to that, they would give you one of these Victorian Miss Albee dolls. Miss Albee was the first Avon representative. Now, if any of you watching out there have sold Avon in the past or are selling it right now, comment below and let me know. I'm interested to know how many of you are in that Avon family. But I wanted to show you one of the very first one I got was in 1984. I can even see that number written. And she's the one that I've had the longest. She has been decapitated and re-glued, so she has survived a lot. Now, they go on, I don't know in what particular order, and I really don't know how well you can see, so I'm going to bring them over closer. I'm not sure what that year is, that's too small, but it came with that clock behind it, you know, as in bringing in the new year. And I just think this one has really pretty colors. Let's see if you can read. It was an honor. You know, you had a banquet each year to go to and all, but it just didn't seem, that part I decided wasn't for me, all that meetings and things like that, and so this is one of my favorites because it came with a door. Some of you are probably finding this extremely boring, especially if you're a guy. But if you are a guy and your better half has sold Avon, or if you as the guy have sold Avon, comment below and let me know. This is a really pretty one, the bouquet. I had them under, these were not on display, they were under a countertop. I've had them in different places throughout the year. Let's go over here. I took these out to show you, and I will be leaving them up for a few days anyway, because I don't want to go put them back where I found them. Almost through. She has her little hat box. This would have been, I guess, her Avon trunk, selling her wares. She's holding her cup of tea. And then I had this one out on a shelf because it's a fall themed. Miss Albee is holding her, I'm not sure. Oh, it's one of these, if that's a flower or a pumpkin. And then I have two Christmas themed Miss Albees. You know, George does all the editing. I haven't attempted that yet, but I can just imagine him watching this and editing this, thinking nobody's going to watch this. Did y'all see that little video clip of him? Like, oh, don't make fun of me, mister. This is one of my favorites because she's sitting down in a chair. I love this one. And I believe one year they gave one where she was behind a desk, but I guess I didn't make that. Now also, they had glassware they gave. I think you can see that. And through the years, I have gotten rid of a lot of things because I told you, and what women love about being 60 is you get rid of stuff and you feel freer. I hate to get rid of some things that maybe do make me feel good about myself, like, hey, I sold so much that year, they gave me this. But anyway, they had a whole set of these, which I think are beautiful. Let's see where to show it to you best. I don't know if you can see it since it's see-through, but it's a winter scene with this, snow-covered trees, and there is a sled or a sleigh on there. This one is a candy jar. I kept it because, hey, I always like candy jars, and rather than just give it away, I can use it in the pantry. It's got a good seal. I could put beans in it or whatever I wanted to. I'm not doing that right now. I had to dig it out from another cabinet to show you. But I would keep this because of that. This has that same pattern. No, it does not. This is not the winter thing. This one has a picture of Miss Albee on it. And it's actually a little water vase. It had a cup that had her picture on it, and a little carafe, and the cup fit on it, and you would sit it by your bedside for a drink of water. I don't know what happened to the little glass. I know I kept it because I thought I can use it. So either we used it and it broke, or I don't know, it's gone. I had a big vase, and then they had tall drinking glasses. I think I got 4 in a set. And they had the mugs like this, which I love for holiday drinks. It's clear, so if you have a cranberry drink or something in it, it really shows up. And then the little mugs, which I do like to use for coffee. I don't use them often because they're not in the cabinet where I keep my other coffee mugs, and I don't think about them. But I do like that. I looked through the house to see if I had any more mementos, of the Avon life, but it's amazing how I have cleared away everything. I think this might be it. Now, to end this Avon segment, I'm going to show you some pictures through the years. This is me in 1990-91, the selling year for Avon. And this was the next year, 91, 92. They are Polaroid, so I don't know if you're seeing them well or not. And then we have 93, 94. We went really short. I do not know what to tell you about that haircut. I think I look young though. And 94, 95. That's pretty dark. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. And then just a typical certificate that you would get. I did have some plates that the 2-year anniversary, the 5-year anniversary, the 10-year anniversary, and that was all the plates I ever got. I don't know if there was a 15-year. If it was, I didn't get it, or 20, I didn't get that either, but I already got rid of the 2, 5, and 10, so it doesn't really matter. So that's all I'm going to share with you today. I know you just can't take any more of it, but thank you so much for bearing with me, listening to this. George was out at the ranch today, and it was either this on my list of something I could do or cooking. And I don't even want to cook, much less film me cooking. So you got the Avon story. If you liked our videos, I think you'll give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. And hit the notification bell and click all. That way you won't miss our events if we should happen to have a live chat. Although I have my notification bell set, and Jared had a live chat last night and I was not notified. So what's up with that, YouTube? Also, I said something on a video the other day that was not correct. I was talking about hit subscribe, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and that's how channels make their money. And when Jason watched it, he said, well, not by the subscribers, it's by the views that you have. And so I did want to correct that if there's anyone out there that's more ignorant than I am about YouTube. You do need to subscribe, because if a young channel is trying to get monetized, you must have at least 1,000 subscribers to even be considered to be monetized. And then you have to have 240,000 minutes watched. And so my tip to new channels is go live, and go live for at least an hour. That really rakes in the minutes for you. But anyway, I really need to Google YouTube and how it works before I give anybody else advice. So this is Melanie, hoping you have a good day, and I'm out.